Wisdom, the final frontier to true knowledge. Welcome to Wisdom Trek, where our mission is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. Hello, my friend. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your captain on our journey to increase wisdom and create a living legacy. Thank you for joining us today as we explore wisdom on our second millennium podcast. This is day 1153 of our trek, and it is time for our Philosophy Friday series. Each Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. As we continue on with this trek called life, sometimes we have questions about life. So our Friday trek is a time where we can ask Gramps. Gramps will answer your questions that you would like to ask your dad or granddad, but for whatever reason, this is not possible. No matter how old we are, I know that all of us would like the opportunity to ask Dad or Gramps questions about life in many areas. We may mix it up a bit on our Friday episodes, but we'll strive to keep them down to earth and enjoyable. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Gramps, please email them to guthrie@wisdom-trek.com. So our question for this week is, Hey Gramps, I don't have much in the way of money or resources in my life. What is the best way to make sure that I'm a good manager of what I have so that it will increase? So today's topic is Be Faithful with Little. It is pretty evident in today's culture that most people are not really good managers of their money. Even among Christ followers, the lack of good money management is evident, and this has been backed up by many Christian financial counselors. There is a basic short-sightedness when it comes to properly managing the money or resources that most people have. Money is important for us to build God's kingdom, but it is more than just the money that we have. It includes our time, our talents, and our treasures. There are many aspects of our lives that demand good management, which includes our family, work, time, ability, and resources. Our resources not only include money that we earn, but also the property and other possessions that we may have. Each of us is responsible for doing the best with what we have materially, while also contributing to the work of God on earth, which includes being generous to those that are in need. How can we do that if we don't have anything extra to give? Good management of our resources is our duty to God. We must pursue it with diligence. Here are 5 items that should be on your financial management checklist. First, know your financial picture, which includes your checking account balances, all your debt, including your credit card balances, investments, and all monthly commitments. Second, prayerfully build an accurate financial budget and stick to it. Include all members of your family in the planning process. You must have an agreement with everyone for the budget to be effective. Teach your children and grandchildren that money must be earned. It is not an entitlement. Third, focus on paying off all your debt as quickly as possible. Pay off the smaller, most high-interest debt first, then work on the larger school loans and mortgages. Fourth, start saving and investing any additional monies that you may have. And then fifth, give generously to those who are legitimately in need. Being financially stable is never about how much you make. It is only about how much you spend or invest. We're told in Proverbs chapter 27, verses 23 and 24, Know the state of your flocks, and put your heart to caring for your herds. For riches won't last forever, and the crown might not be passed to the next generation. God only holds us accountable for what we do with what we have, not the amount that we have. This is best explained in the parables of 3 servants found in Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in the proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used his money. The servant to whom he has entrusted 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest. I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount. Now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." The servant who had received 2 bags of silver came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more." The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling a small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." Then the servant with 1 bag of silver came and said, "Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops that you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back." But the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I did not cultivate, why didn't you deposit the money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it." Then he ordered, "Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what I have given them, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But for those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." So the moral of this parable is, remember to be faithful with little. It is then you'll be entrusted with more. Join us again next Friday for another question on our Ask Gramps episode. Our next trek will be Meditation Monday, where we will help you to reflect on what is most important in your life. So encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. If you'd like to listen to the past 1,152 daily treks or read the associated journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. And I encourage you to subscribe to Wisdom Trek on your favorite podcast player so that each day will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.